Good afternoon, Coach Woody. Charles Greaves here with GoBlackKnights.com.
Hey, Charles.
Middle linebacker Spencer Jones tweeted out that his meniscus repair was a success, so I'm glad to hear that. But can you talk about who will, I guess in the current two deep, be in his spot for the Navy game?
Still trying to figure that out. We're working Brett Drina, let's see, Hamilton Baker. Who else we're working? Leo Lowen. I think those are the ones that are getting the most reps right now, trying to see if they'll be able to step into his spot. Yeah, I thought some of those guys did a nice job today. Looked pretty good. I hadn't seen the film yet of practice, but I thought there were spots where all of them did some good things today.
Great. And any additional personnel changes from your last game against Liberty?
Not right now. I think most everything that happened today, as far as was just bumps and bruises. I think we'll be okay for the ball game on Saturday. But again, I'll get the trainer's report in the morning, and whatever he says goes.
Got it. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Hey, Coach. Ken Kraetzer, SALRadio. Good to see you. Who was the first player you mentioned for that linebacker spot for Spencer Jones?
We're just rotating guys around, trying to see who will get a shot. Brett Drina is a guy that we pulled up and given some reps. Like I said, Leo, Hamilton Baker, all those guys are getting reps as well. Camden O'Gara has also gotten a few reps.
Okay. Hey, looking at the Navy offense, they've got two sophomore quarterbacks, Xavier Arline and Ty Lavatai. It seems like Lavatai's played more the second half of the season. What do you see in their quarterbacks?
I think the strengths of their quarterbacks are a little bit different. The skill sets for those guys just a little different when they get into the ball game. Probably, if you go back to last year's game, Arline did a great job of busting a long run against us and making a huge play in the ball game. We were fortunate to be able to keep him out of the end zone, down there, in the red zone. But that was a heck of a run by that guy, and he's capable of doing that anytime he gets his hands on the ball. So quarterback gets his hands on the ball every time. He got sort of hold your breath a little bit, when he's running it. And then Ty is a guy that just does a great job of managing the game and getting what the defense gives you. So he'll understand, which way to run the play, which is the best play to get into or check into. And I'm very impressed with both of those guys. But Ty's put up some points, these last couple of games, done really well.
Again, and about their running backs, Carlinos AC was being described very admirably by Coach Ken in the press conference last week. And then their fullback, Isaac Rouse, not big, 220, but been leading ground gainer for them this year. What are your thoughts about their running backs?
I think all the running backs are good. I think, generally the B-back or fullback is a guy that touches it the most besides the quarterback. And he's usually you're going to be a north-south runner in this offense when that happens. So he's a guy that if they keep the sticks moving, and then it's a large part of it will be because of him, whether it's fullback dives or his ability to block at the second level. And then anytime those slots touch the ball out in space, you're just a missed tackle away from having a big, huge game. So any of the slots that catch a pitch against us, you're worried just a little bit about about getting them down, because once you get out there, the offense has used up, just in the basic scheme of the offense, you use up an awful lot of players with a dive, with a quarterback, option responsibility, and then the pitch. And then you've also got guys have got to be able to play the reverse backside, and you got to be able to do a good job on play action pass. So if a guy misses a tackle out on the perimeter, then those slots get huge chunks of yards.
Thanks, Coach. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Hey, Nate, Ken McMillan from The Record.
Hey, Ken.
Nate, I know, and Navy's still running the triple option here, but does Navy look the same or a little different from last year?
From last year, maybe a little bit different, but over the years, I feel like I've seen, the majority of the plays that I'm looking at on film. There's always, in this game, you always save something that the opponent hasn't seen. So whether it's their offense coming out and playing, in the gun, or whether you put a full house backfield in the in the gun, or whatever, something that you sort of save for this ball game. So do they look a little bit different than years past? Maybe a little bit. But I do think that they're running the offense more and more efficiently as the season goes on, and I think the points on the board in these last couple of games reflect that.
Do those trick plays give you cause to be awake at night, or do you feel like your defense can cover for it, based on how the play develops?
I think you're always coach responsibilities, and some of those trick plays may come out, and you're in place to make a play, and you don't quite make it, or sometimes you do make it. So I don't really stay up at night, thinking about those things. It's the can we stop them on third and short and fourth and short? Those are the things that sort of drive you crazy. You just want to do a great job of getting them into a third and long, and then keeping them out of a fourth and short.
Nate, last year was your first Army-Navy game, correct?
It was my first one, yes.
Just give us some quick thoughts on that, and how did that help you prepare for this year's game?
I don't know. I guess I always grew up watching the Army-Navy game. I don't think there was ever a year that I missed it. So to be involved in this ball game is an honor, and it's I look forward to it. This is why you go into this profession. It's a tremendous opportunity to line up and play against guys that'll do anything in the world to win this football game on both sides. So our guys desperately want to win this football game, and they'll do whatever it takes in practice to try to get that that game. And then likewise, Navy's guys will do the same. It comes down to, can you control your emotions enough to where you focus and execute your assignments consistently. And there's a lot of plays where sometimes the emotion of the ball game may interfere with that focus, but still it's a game that you want to communicate with your secondary, to your linebackers, to your outside backers. You want to have great communication, and you want to be in place. You feel like you understand your assignment, because we're near the end of the season, and it's not like we don't practice against this type of offense from game one. That's something that we'll take a few minutes each day to practice and make sure that we're ready for this ball game. So
you said that you said you watched this game for years. Was it because it was the only game on TV at the time, or did this game have special meaning for you as a coach or as an American?
I mean, as a coach, you absolutely want to watch this ball game. It's got so much emotion. it seems like it always comes down to the last drive, at least more times than not. So it's it's always going to be a great ball game to watch. And yeah, I mean, as an American, you don't want to miss this. It's as a citizen, you love watching, the Army and Navy go at it. And there's a pride in you when you watch games like this and see, the effort, and also the mental capacity of the players is just amazing. And being able to put together a lot of checks and getting in and out of checks versus certain formations. Just you got to take your hat off to these guys, because it's really, really good from the standpoint of being able to feed them a lot of information, and they retain it and can use it in this ball game.
Nate, I asked Brent earlier, does 2 weeks, and this not just Navy, but these weeks where you have bye weeks coming in, do 2 weeks actually help prepare better?
Yeah, I mean, you can throw some stuff out there in practice and take a look at things, and decide whether or not you want to use it. And having an extra week to do that allows you that opportunity to maybe look at it a little bit longer than normal. And the things that you like, you keep, and the things you don't like, you get rid of, and you go in there with a little bit better game plan. But maybe the best thing is the health of the kids. They get a little bit more time to get over some bumps and bruises and nagging injuries, and get ready for a big ball game.
Mm-hmm. You've done this a long time. Is preparation for this game as pressure packed as any game that you've encountered in your career?
It may have a lot of pressure, but I think pressure is fun. It's you don't want to get into this business if you can't handle the stress of a last drive or the pressure of a big ball game. That's what you do this for. That's why you jump into this ball game, and that's one of the reasons that you coach here, is you get to play in a huge ball game. And so if it's pressure, that's a good thing,
Thanks, Nate.
Hey, Coach, just 2 more quick questions for you. One is, how much does extra blocking, double teams, does Andre Carter or Eric Smith draw because of the play they've had this year?
I think more than anything, is a little bit more of the protection maybe slides towards Andre a little bit more than it might have last year. So they're gonna you may get into where they'll slide the protection to Andre, and then take the back to the field a little bit more in some of the games that we played. I don't know if that's what Navy will do or not, but I do believe this. I think that both of those guys have done a tremendous job of executing their responsibilities, and at times putting the team on their back, and saying, hey, I'm gonna make a play here, and it's gonna turn the tide and get the momentum turned our way. And that may be the reason that we've got a winning record this year, 8 wins, and against some quality opponents.
Hey, just you talked on Veterans Day very eloquently about what it's like to be at West Point on a special occasion. Today's the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. I think of General MacArthur was already in the Philippines serving, and how that changed America, and how many people from West Point served in that. Is that kind of a discussion point today?
I don't know that we talked as much about Pearl Harbor, but we do talk about what this game means to the armed forces and around the world, and how many people tune in and are pulling for either Army or Navy, and how we've got we got to make sure that we do a great job, because there's an awful lot of people that are hoping that we can and expecting us to. So we look forward to the ball game. We want to play hard. We want to do things the right way, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Thanks, Coach. Good to see you. See you Saturday.
Thank you.
Hey, Nate, Eric Smith was honored last night with the Defender of the Nation Award. Can you offer some thoughts about, the special nature of that award and how deserving he was of it?
Wasn't that awesome? I thought Eric, true to form, stepped up there and when he gave his speech, he was just awesome. I thought he gave credit to an awful lot of people and handled a situation where you stand up in front of an awful lot of people, and cameras and all, and just did a great job of giving credit to people who have affected him in his life, and how it just shows he's such a team player and a great captain. But every day I watch him in practice, it's hard to explain just how hard he plays in practice and how it mimics the style of his play in ball games. You cannot see a difference in his effort in practice and in a ball game, and he's always going. I'll be honest with you, maybe sometimes I've got to try to pull him back a little bit in practice because he's a violent hitter. His collisions are sometimes a little bit more than what I want in practice. In the game's great, but he's still going to give you 100%. And it's not just the physical effort. The mental effort is outstanding on his part. The preparation that he gives for practice and for games is outstanding. And be able to get with him and get feedback from him in practice or games, it's always right. He can detail the situations. It's never too fast for him to be able to turn back around and explain it in detail to you. So just a tremendous individual, a great impact on our guys here, our unit and our team. And I couldn't be more happy for a guy that I feel like it's well deserved.
I know he's on the other side of the ball, but Christian Anderson, can you give us some words of appreciation from what you've seen of him the last 2 years?
I'm glad that we don't have to defend him. He's a guy that ball gets in his hands. He is quick as lightning and hard to catch up to. He's making really good decisions. And whenever you got a guy that can run fast and throw the football and throw it as accurately as he does, my goodness, you ought to win football games. And so really proud of what Christian has done this season and over his career. And looking forward to this next ball game against Navy and the bowl game as well.
Thanks, Nate.